listen.
Hold on, okay, no, I'll stop. I promise.
No, I'm gonna leave that in. Welcome to Unscripted Gaming.
Okay, all right.
My name is Ray, and you just heard Mike speaking.
Hi, everybody. My name is Mike.
I'm totally leaving that in. Mike is opening a beer, and I also have a beer.
We got a lot of. I brought the beer because we got a lot of stuff we got to talk about.
Yeah, Sony, respecting the protests, they canceled the first event. They were gonna release the PS5. Now they're like, all right, let's go full hog, and here it is this time. And they open up with a bunch of games. Oh, what was that, Mike?
All cops are bastards.
Oh no. Well, I guess we're still talking.
You don't have to look. You know, we already kind of covered this last time. I think everyone can divine what our thoughts are. Just hey, if you don't believe me, just look at them and see what they're doing, and then reassess, and you'll see that I'm right. Yeah,
I mean, while we're still on this topic, you know, the date that we're recording this is June 13th. Protests are still going on. Depending on where you are in the world, the National Guard is still deployed against American citizens. That's weird. You know what? No matter who you are, that's a weird thing. That's a bad. It's not a good. They're to stop. What is it, like 2 to 3% of everyone that's protesting ends up like rioting or something like that. That could be like, blow it up. We'll say like 5 to 10% of everyone protesting is rioting. Yeah, we'll say it's a really large number of 10%. There's still 90% of people that are like super peaceful. So there's a glass half full or in glass half empty.
And besides, like, you know, why do we have to judge the protest by the actions of one individual or a tiny group, but you apply the exact opposite standard to the violent arm of the state?
I agree with you 100%. I know we're not unscripted politics, but if the very first time you ever speak out publicly about the protests is to condemn the rioting, you're kind of outing yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I believe the technical term is coming out of pocket, or speaking out of pocket. I believe that is the technical term for what you just described.
Oh man, I haven't heard that one in a minute. Oh my gosh, I think it's been 10 years since I heard someone say "speak out," talking out of pocket. Oh my gosh, that took me back. Oh, I need a minute.
I gotta lie down. And I also had to lie down after I saw all this video gaming news.
Oh yeah, so I was just like,
I guess briefly, do we want to talk about any games we've been playing before we hit news? I mean,
so
what do you got?
As a reflection, every June I actually take the month off. Not every June. I don't want to say it's like every single June that I've been alive. It typically falls around every June though. When once a year I will just take a month off from playing video games, and it happened to fall on June this year, and that's my time to recharge, to read books, to work out a bit more than I probably should have been, maybe change my diet up a little bit. It's just like a recharge moment because I know working in games and I know playing a lot of games. There's a lot of games, so I guess you could say it's
you just gotta get away.
Yeah, I guess you could say it's kind of like my Lent, but I'm not really doing it for any sort of things besides myself. I don't know. So nothing. To answer your question, I've been playing nothing.
Aha. Well, I've been playing a couple things. I still doing my usuals. Animal Crossing, new season of Destiny stuff, which we'll talk a little bit more about in the news, I guess. But I think this season is already off to basically on day one was more interesting than anything that happened last season, which is great. So I think it's very. I feel like a lot of like chickens are starting to come home to roost, and a lot of plot threads are kind of converging in ways that are fun. It kind of feels like, not to always make this comparison, but it kind of feels like they're like building to an Infinity War type feel, and this what kind of undergoing now almost kind of feels like Act 1 of Infinity War, where like we're just starting to see like characters who haven't really been in the same room before interact, and it's kind of cool and great. And there's a lot of good banter. So there's already a lot of, I think, interesting stuff coming up ahead of this fall expansion, but there's a lot of other stuff going on with that, and we'll talk about it in the news section. But I guess the other game I've been playing, and we'll also talk about in news actually, because the sequel got announced, is I've been playing some Hitman 2.
That game.
And Hitman's real good. I really liked that first one. This one is not only does it include all of the maps of Hitman 1 remastered with Hitman 2 mechanics, but it includes a whole new campaign, new levels. I love being Agent 47 and fucking shit up and being super stealthy about it. But then also sometimes it's fun to just like cause mass chaos and somehow get out of it alive when things go south. And it's fun to whip cans of spaghetti spaghetti sauce cans at people's heads. That never gets old.
I have one that always to play that game because of the way it's been described to me. First of all, Giant Bomb described it as a video game. They say like, do not take it way too seriously. It just
Oh yeah. I mean, I think part of the charm of it is that like it straddles that line perfectly. It's like the story content is like pretty heavy and serious, but like also campy enough that like it doesn't feel like it's like Austin Powers, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
It's like just the right amount of like kind of winking at the camera. Like Agent 47 is like the perfect straight man. And like no matter how ridiculous the scenario is, he's just like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I got this.
Well, I have to kill someone with a teddy bear? Sounds like a Tuesday.
Sounds great. And it's I really like that game. It's really good. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm still kind of working my way through it, but really, really good.
Then let's talk about stuff happening in the past week. Let's get to the big one. Right here, right now. Let's talk about the PlayStation 5.
Yes, so that was what was that? Was that Thursday? Yeah, it was Thursday. Thursday there was Sony had its kind of big PlayStation 5 reveal event, and we got to see a lot of PlayStation 5.
You pretty much got to see everything except the price.
Yeah.
That's fine. They're probably maybe still workshopping that, or they're waiting to see what Microsoft says first and to be like undercut that by $50, that's smart if that's what they're doing. Rumor has it that's what they did last time. We'll see.
Yeah.
There were a lot of games kind of announced and not a lot of gameplay footage shown.
That's kind of the vibe I got too, because I kind of went back and watched it, and it's just like trailer after trailer after trailer, interspersed with like very like slick graphic things that was like, oh, this is kind of cool looking, but who cares?
Yeah.
But there was just a lot of trailers. Like this I think I had kind of really forgotten, honestly, but I really missed the kind of breakup of the rhythm of, okay, here's the trailer. Now we're gonna bring like actually E3, we're gonna bring the developer on stage. They're gonna do like a live demo. They're gonna talk about the game. Like,
ooh. I have a question. Not a question, but a statement about that.
Yes.
So, I was talking to my video editor guy at work, and we had our like weekly meeting right before the PS5 event, and we were talking about stage demos and whatnot, right? And in reality, like nowadays, you as a consumer do not want stage demos. You might as well just get the trailer. So he sent me this video of Ubisoft's Ghost Recon Perfect Future Soldier 2.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows a guy in the stage demo like playing the game, but all he's doing in reality is he's pushing the control stick forward because the entire fucking thing is scripted.
Oh yeah, like those things are like, I guess more than like the more than like the practicality or reality of it. I guess I kind of appreciate like how it breaks up the rhythm, and or just like we get a little bit more like of an in-depth look. Like I feel like we just got a lot of like it feels like we saw a lot of just a lot of trailers, which is good, but I guess sometimes I appreciate the more like deep dive type thing, like the kind of reason to like. I guess like in a lot of ways it's kind of hard. It was kind of hard to tell like, and I don't know if this. I feel like this says something about the platform itself too, but like it kind of felt like this was. If you had told me, if this was like a PS like. I feel like this is almost indistinguishable from like a PS4 sizzle reel preview. Like, you know what I mean?
A lot of those games I got that sense.
Yeah, like I guess there wasn't really like a very because there wasn't like a lot of like play like quote live unquote demos. Mm-hmm. I feel like there wasn't like a clear like this is like look at this cool thing that we can only do on the PS5. Like,
so there's a
lot of things I'm like, I think I have to, like, I assume that's what's happening here, but it was never, like, really spelled out.
You're right. Not a lot of it was spelled out, but there was one thing that they showed off that could only probably be done on more advanced hardware, and it was that new Ratchet and Clank game, and the way that the character, Ratchet, was throwing a, like, tether and was able to dimensionally warp from one location of the level geometry to another. That takes so much rendering processing that I'm like, yeah, probably some really advanced hardware is, and some super fuckery is going on right now, because that was really impressive looking. I think
that was definitely a showcase of the I think of like the solid state drive.
Yeah,
for sure. But like. I mean, like, for example, like the new Horizon game, there's not really...
You could have said that was coming to PS4.
Oh, yeah. Like I mean, I guess that was, like... I feel like that was one that would have benefited from like, kind of like a demo. Mm-hmm. Or just getting people... Or just, like, letting people get their hands on it just to, like... I don't know. Like, what's different? Like, it just... I mean, because as far as I can tell, it's a sequel, but I don't like. I guess I just wish we got a more kind of like in-depth sense of like what's different about these games with them being on the PS5. I feel like Ratchet was probably one of the only ones where it was like there was like a clearly like other than like the pure like graphical fidelity, but there was like something like. Definitely like mechanically going on that it was very obvious that you could tell was unique and likely could not be done on a PS4.
You know what the sad reality is, and this is going to kneecap pretty much the rest of our discussion. Like, you're absolutely right. There are so few games that they showed off there where you're like, fidelity wise, they could never do that on the PS4. It's like, nah. Oh, wait. I don't know if it was gameplay. It looked like a trailer. That game Pragmata, the one that I said looked like the sequel to Death Stranding, because it's a guy in an astronaut suit and it's got some weird...
Ludens or the moon guy or whatever.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, maybe. Okay, I want to get this out of the way because I'm looking at my notes for games that showed off. I was not impressed graphical fidelity-wise by the way Resident Evil 8 looked. I'm like... I hope this is pre-alpha footage because that's looking rough, man.
Resident Evil 8 Village, whatever. It's like they had so many meetings about making the Roman numerals fit in Village.
Before I get to what's clearly going to be the most exciting game that I'm going to pick up, although there were like 3 of them that I saw, I was like, hey, that looks really cool. I would totally buy that. I want to give Mike a dedicated 3 minutes of the podcast to Bug Snacks.
Okay, so yes, well, first of all, like, I think definitely when we're in kind of this like transitional, very end of PS4, beginning of PS5, like I feel like it's definitely going to be like a year or two before we see things that like, okay, this clearly could not be done on a PS5, but I just don't think this format really lends itself well to like. I mean, it's good to just get the vast number of trailers out in front of you, but again, I could have just used more of a handheld kind of like, okay, here's why this is on the PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
Here's what that means. Here's what that lets us do. I feel like it needed just a little bit more of that. And I'm sure we'll get some of that subsequently, but do you know what isn't on the? Do you know what is only possible on the PS5? The acid tripping hellscape of bug snacks.
Oh my gosh.
They got a bop in the trailer. You can like see there's a little Australian seal that eats a strawberry bug, and then their hand turns into a strawberry.
They're all hand puppets. Every single one of them.
And then there was like a submarine sandwich with like centipede legs. Mm-hmm. I was like, I have no idea what the fuck is happening. like 10 seconds in, I'm like, this is hell. And then 40 seconds in, I'm like, bug snacks. Bug snacks. I'm like singing the song. I'm like, I want my Bug Snacks t-shirt. I'm ready to go. Bug Snacks. Bug Snacks. Bug Snacks. Bug Snacks.
Believe it or not, that is 2 minutes. So oh, did you play the studio that's making it made the game Octodad? Did you actually play that game?
I have not.
You should play that with Sarah. That is a fun game, but it is also very frustrating because in two-player mode, one player is controlling the arms, so like the upper half of the Octodad.
Oh, and someone else controlling the legs.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
You're having to work as a team to like do the most stupid things, like picking up a box of cereal in the grocery store, which is an actual task, becomes like this Herculean effort. Communication. That's
beautiful.
And you have to do it in a way that looks human because everyone's looking at you as you're doing it, and you're trying to not to trick everyone to believing like you're not an octopus. Nope, I'm clearly just a human just getting this box of sugar bombs. You should play if you like the trailer of Bug Snacks. I think you would love the weirdness that is Octodad. Seriously,
I'm sure I would.
I want to go back to the beginning of the PlayStation 5 announcement. They announced that as of that announcement, all PS4 owners get GTA Online for free as long as you have a PlayStation Plus subscription, and you get 1 million GTA bucks, shark card points, I don't know, I forget what they call it, every single month until GTA 4 actually launches on the PlayStation 5 sometime in 2021. That's cool for the people that don't have GTA 5 or don't play GTA Online. People like me, because I don't have GTA 5 on the PS4 or at all.
Mm-hmm. Man, it's crazy that Rockstar's like, I was thinking about this today, but like that game came out on like the 360.
A version of it did, yeah.
Yeah, and now it's still around. Like, that's insane.
It is the most successful piece of media ever. That's nuts.
It's crazy. I'm trying to think about what were some.
Well, the PS5 has a 4K Blu-ray player built into it, and it which is great. That I think that if you have a 4K TV that might, and you like want to watch 4K Blu-rays, that might justify a piece of the cost alone.
Like, and I guess that's like gonna be a big. I thought that was interesting. Like, I wasn't expecting them to go like a full digital, not like like separate the disk drive and a non-disk drive version. I'm really curious to I'm probably gonna get the disk drive version just because I have PS4 games that I have on discs that I like to continue to play, presumably.
Yeah.
I already have like a bunch of Blu-rays I want to watch, and it just, I think 4K media is a lot to stream, and even though I have pretty decent internet now, it's still a lot. So I would like to keep the disc drive just to have that option, but I'm curious to see like what the cost is. Like, is the disc one gonna be like $100 more? Like, I'm curious to see like what the pricing ends up being on that.
I'm gonna be that guy. Long term, I think the disc version is gonna be ultimately worth whatever extra price they're gonna charge. It's not gonna be something stupid like, oh, it's $250 more. They're not gonna be dumb, but I said this in like
I feel like it's gonna be at least $75 more.
70, 50, yeah, easily.
Yeah.
But never, Mike, never forget Scott Pilgrim versus the World on Xbox 360. And never forget that you can't not buy it. So that always keeps me from going digital media only. Unless it's like honestly, unless it's like a PC game that I can download off of Steam. Because I'm going to be honest, most of my PC games, I'm like, take it or leave it. But I have this weird attachment to console games where it's like, no, I have a physical console, and anytime something like my internet goes out, I can always play this console game, so as long as it's not like an internet-only type of game.
Yeah, exactly. So,
something nice about that.
But yeah, no word on pricing for that. I guess I want to talk about a couple other games before we do the final look at the console.
Okay.
Shoot, what was I gonna say? I think the titles that excited me the most. I'm very much cooled on Horizon.
Did you beat that? Did you complete that game?
I did.
I need to complete it.
Yeah, I think for me, I think playing, because I played that game at the same time as like Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
And there are some things that Horizon does better than Breath of the Wild, but I guess like I was much more engaged in exploring the world of Breath of the Wild because of all the tools I had, and Horizon felt so on rails and just compared to Breath of the Wild, which is almost unfair, but like it just Breath of the Wild had something that I feel like Horizon did not.
Well, Breath of the Wild just says like, when you get off the training plateau, all right, go ahead, pull up your big boy or big girl shorts and go kill Ganon. Yeah, what? Do it now.
I mean, I guess you could kill these like beasts or something. I don't know. I mean, if you want to, I don't care.
I still to this day, that is the bravest piece of game design I've ever seen.
It's so good.
Where it's like, kill Ganon. I was like, what? Yeah, you could do it right now. I guess, yeah, as you were saying, you could go kill these other monsters, but if you're a wuss, why don't you go kill Ganon if you actually want to beat this game? After I beat Breath of the Wild, I did watch some speed runs of how that's actually done, and that's
speed runs of that game are amazing. It's like 14 minutes. It's so good.
Yes.
I think the title that most interested me from that presentation was probably Deathloop, because I love the hell out of Arcane and Dishonored, and putting Dishonored in some sort of like putting a Dishonored style game in some sort of like, new wave 60s 70s, like
it very much looked like a blaxploitation film.
Yeah, like that kind of vibe, and
I want all of that
music and I think both like the main character and like the counter assassin like seem like really cool characters that fit that mood really well. So I think that's probably my most anticipated title from what they showed off. I thought that looked super cool, and I think they've said some things too about it that are really interesting, where you can not, so it's like you're playing as the I think you can play as either one of the characters, but if you want, you can always do like the main I guess like the main assassin's character. You can always like have the other person be AI if you don't want to do like go into like a full true like PvP environment. So it just seems like a really cool. It seems like they kind of thought about all the kind of mechanics and workings of that. So I think that is definitely my most anticipated title from this.
That does look really cool. Yeah, that's actually on my list of top 3.
Mm-hmm.
A game that climbed up to near the top of the list for me that I didn't even know I wanted was a remaster of Demon's Souls. It was like, oh, yeah. You had Sohei Yoshida come on. He's like, I have another game for you, and it's very special, near dear to my heart. And the way they kind of let it in, you're like, oh, what's going on? Oh my gosh, is that a giant knight from Dark Souls? No, and it's the dragon from Demon's Souls, and then it shows Demon's Souls remastered. Ah! All right, okay.
Yeah, I have never played Demon's Souls.
I played a little bit of the first one. It's Dark Souls, but they decided, what if we just kept kicking him in the nuts?
Uh-huh.
You know how you can...
so Dark Souls 2. Okay.
Dark Souls 2 I uninstalled on my PC. That game is... I'm in the camp that calls Dark Souls 2 unplayable, actually. I hate the level design of that game so damn much.
There are some Dark Souls 2 defenders out there, and I don't think I personally agree with them, but I respect the hell out of them.
I respect the fact that they found some joy in the game. Yeah.
I think that Dark Souls 2. I respect them, but I just don't see it.
The defense I typically
people sleep on Dark Souls 3 though. Dark Souls 3 is great.
No, I have that still on my computer. It's awesome. The defense I've heard for Dark Souls 2 is at least they were trying something different. I can respect that. I can respect that. But then you play Dark Souls 3, and the complaint I've heard people from is like, oh, it's just Dark Souls 1, except a little bit different. And I'm like, yeah, that's all I wanted.
It's just the same game, but different. Yeah, that's called a sequel. That's how they work.
That's...
You numbnuts?
I'm just ignoring Dark Souls 2 as a game, but Dark Souls 3 is like actually when I want it in a sequel to Dark Souls 1. The whole ember burning thing, I don't exactly know how that works. I'm still early in the game, but anyways, Demon's Souls. Yes. The quickest way to describe Demon's Souls, to describe how much it kicks you in the nuts, is you know how you get humanity in Dark Souls and that makes your stats a little bit better?
Uh-huh.
What if getting that humanity back was so damn hard it was just never worth it? You're just...
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's Demon's Souls.
Whoa.
Oh, and Demon's Souls is a lot less forgiving than Dark Souls is.
Yeah. What else? Oh, we got like a Miles Morales Spider-Man standalone story thing.
Oh, the poor marketing department for that game.
Yeah, that rollout was confusing. Why are we putting Miles in the side story? Give him a whole game.
I thought that was a whole game. I still don't know if it's a whole game or not.
Well, it's a standalone thing, but it's like it's like not a full game.
What the fuck does that mean?
What does that mean? Why are we giving it? Come on, just give him a whole game. Just do it. Come on.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like, there's a Spider-Man game. It's called Miles Morales. It's $60. It is not the same as the Spider-Man game that came out in 2018. Full stop. Now, if they had to reuse a lot of assets and whatnot, that's okay. That's fine. I'm okay with that.
Just give me the full-length give me the Miles Morales game. Make Miles Morales the star of Spider-Man 2. Yeah. Just do it. Just do that. It's fine. It's okay. People still buy it.
I don't know if you're being reductive or not, but I'm actually 100% with you.
I agree. Yeah, exactly. Just like, why are we shoving him in the side story? Who cares about Peter Parker? He's played out. He's basically retired.
You're just reminding me of how good Into the Spider-Verse is.
Spider-Verse is very good.
Like, this is an aside, but we're talking about Spider-Man. I saw Spider-Man Homecoming. It's fine. Not Homecoming. What is it? Far From Home.
Far From Home.
It's it's fine. But yeah, Into the Spider-Verse has set
not
my
as good
expectations.
As Spider-Verse, Spider-Verse might be one of like the best. I would say one of the best superhero movies ever, probably.
It might actually be. I'm not kidding.
I mean, I don't know what else you can put. It's really good.
When it comes to comic book movies, that's a new bar.
Oh yeah,
they might all have to be like that, and take that stylistic
great.
approach.
If every movie was as good as Spider-Verse, we'd be in great shape.
I mean, there's Spider-Ham, isn't it? That's not a spoiler. You have Spider-Ham in it.
It's so good. I guess final games. I like that we got a new game from Super Brothers, makers of Sword and Sorcery, which is a weird game that I really liked from forever ago, and a new game from the Hyper Light Drifter team, which is a weird game from not that long ago that is really good. And that I also really liked.
Solar Ash, yeah. That is a really cool looking game. Yeah.
It's like, do you want to like introduce some interdimensional fucking black hole ass roller skating? And I'm like, hell yes I do. That sounds great.
That was a really cool opening. Just like a character on the what is that? The event horizon of like a super black hole, and
yeah, and
you
it's
got
like,
my
I'm just
attention.
gonna roller skate on this.
I really want to play that, yes. Wait, there was a monster hunting game that we both looked at. I was like, that looks dope. What was it called? Little Devil Inside. That was a cute little game. I don't even care if it looks like.
I think like the style was really cute of that, and I like more like the art style was good, but I thought like just like the camera angles of the action looked really cool.
Yes.
Or like were really like I feel like fit the perspective because it was like. It really made the character look small and then like the monster look huge. Like I'm really curious to see what that game kind of looks like in gameplay. But like I thought that trailer was cute. I liked that.
Oh, one final note. The theme for these game reveals. Did you also sense this theme? I took this in our chat notes. Sci-fi dystopian seems to be the theme of these reveals. Like every other game was a sci-fi dystopian. Returnal, you could technically count Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh god,
Returnal. Returnal looks cool.
It's the worst best name. I love it so much.
You showed that picture of like one of the monsters she stumbled upon. There's like this big worm with one eye in the middle of it and no mouth. That's
good. That's that Square Enix thing, right?
Yeah. Is it?
I think so. But yeah, lots of sci-fi dystopia. You know, right what you know, I guess.
That gives me the sad.
We're fucked.
All the other games, I was like, yeah.
I mean this in the best way possible. We're fucked.
For you card nuts out there, there's a Gran Turismo game.
Gran Turismo.
I can't remember when the last time there was a Gran Turismo game, so that's got to have some people excited.
Yeah. Zion Williamson. He's got some nice looking sweat.
I did not care.
That's a sweaty man, and boys, he's sweaty.
I did not care about the NBA 2K
Look at that glistening
series.
Sweat.
Yeah, the pre-alpha footage looked good. If that's what they were trying to show off, it'd be like, look how good this footage looks. Great. I'm not a fan of basketball games, but I respect the fact that millions upon millions of people are. So I hope they enjoyed what they saw. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the final thing we got to talk about here is the look of the PS5 itself.
It's a big boy.
It's I think it was really funny because Ray and I were both watching this and we had our chat reactions live when we were watching this. But you finally see it after they've been teasing it this whole show, and they show it, and you're like, "Oh my god, it's hot!"
It's
shapely.
It's a good looking.
It's hilarious.
Console.
It's so funny, but like, I really like it. It's a lot like, it's like you went to 2005 and asked someone to 1998. And ask someone to make a console, what they thought a console would look like in the year 2099, and like that's what they made. So it has kind of this like like retro futurism, but like from the mid '90s to like now, and I like it. I think
like
it's
it.
cool looking. I like it that it's not just, I like that it's kind of bold. Like
I like that it's not just a black box.
Yeah,
Literally a black box.
I appreciate that it's not like, like the Space Odyssey like obelisk.
A monolith, yeah.
So like it's very like it's very shapely.
It looks like the BMW Series 8 cars. It looks like a lot of like super futuristic type of things.
Yeah, like it looks like a concept car.
Yeah.
I think the best one I saw was that someone photoshopped like the I had to do it to him guy, who has like his hands crossed with like the watch, and
oh my gosh.
I think that was the best one I saw. Man, there's nothing better than like forums doing like old school like console photoshops. Like that just takes you back to the good old days.
That is a good one.
Back when you're like, hey, PS3 looks like a George Foreman, and you're like, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen. I am 14 years old. I was transported.
How long did it take? It took like 18 hours before someone made like thick waifu girls out of the PS5.
Oh, it was faster than that. You sent me one like 5 hours after the thing ended.
Yes, that's right. Folks, you people are on it. What's wrong?
You gotta, hey, practice your craft.
One last thing. Speaking of games for PS5, here's a game that wasn't there. Elden Ring. Is that game dead?
That thing, we're never seeing that thing. Oh, the Avengers game, that thing is gone. We're never seeing that.
I can't. Not only have they not said a word about that game in 2 years, they're just like, here's the title.
Elden Ring was 2 years ago?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I thought it was just one. Oh, wow, yeah, we're never hearing that shit's gone.
I respect the fact they'll pop off and say Demon's Souls Remastered, but, you know what? I might be wrong. Maybe FromSoft is actually working on Elden Ring.
We're gonna get Sekiro remastered before we get Elden Ring.
No,
Bloodborne. Max bet.
I didn't send this to you because it was just a rumor. It was just a rumor.
I love rumor mongering.
Who was it? Jason Schreier, or someone was saying like someone has confirmed Bloodborne on PC remake coming, running at 60 frames per second, and I almost sent it to you, but I'm like, no, this is too much hope.
No, that's bait.
This is bait. I'll believe it when I see it. If Bloodborne on PC does come out, though, I will buy it.
We have to do some stuff with that for sure.
Yeah, Bloodborne PC, otherwise known as Ludwig's Holy Blade on PC.
Oh yeah,
because that's the moment I kill the Bloodstarved Beast. That's the first weapon I'm going for because it just makes the game tolerable from then on out. And that's not me.
like the babies out there are like, no, the Kirkhammer's the cool one. No, you got to go with the Ludwig Blade.
Look, Kirkhammer got me through some rough times. Kirkhammer got me past the Cleric Beast, and Kirkhammer is how I finally got past Big Daddy G. Whew, Big Daddy G.
Skill check.
Big Daddy G. I see you're playing Bloodborne, and you're enjoying yourself. It'd be a goddamn shame.
It'd be a shame if you return this to the GameStop. It's like that JoJo thing where like Dio has the controller and then like is like ooh and like is walking back to the GameStop.
Oh, are you approaching me? Oh, I do want to. Oh my gosh, Bloodborne at 60 seconds. Put that shit in my veins. Oh, I want that so bad.
Yeah. But I guess like final thoughts on the PS5 thing. Just a lot of game. I think I'm still on board for like the general prospect, but like I said, I wish we could have gotten a bit more of like a I guess more technical kind of like, show off, like, kind of wow me. Like I feel like there wasn't a lot of like wowing in terms of like, here's some things that we can only do on the PS5. Like I could have used more of that, but it was just a kind of overall like an avalanche of game trailers, which is good and bad.
I mean, you could put Bug Snacks on the Switch, and I hope it comes to
Bug
Switch.
Snacks.
So, some of the games were not like showpieces. Oh, but that's okay. That's okay. As you said before, as console generations keep going from one to the other, it becomes less about showcases of graphical fidelity because, Moore's Law is starting to take effect and we're starting to hit peak of graphical fidelity. Like, I know I'm saying this now in 2020, and who knows what I'll say in like 2040, but Final Fantasy VII Remake looks damn fucking good, and you have to try really hard to make that shit look better.
And I think more than like, I think at a certain point it's just kind of like diminishing returns.
Yeah,
it's like, yes, we could like make something ever more photorealistic, but to what end?
It's costing you something.
Exactly. It's like, yes, we could spend all this additional processing just to make it even more like impossible to tell this from reality, but again, like at a certain point, like the cost benefit doesn't make sense for like that to be the direction you head in, just because it's just not going to be worth it at a certain point.
Yeah,
like the gain will be so minuscule that it will be imperceptible,
or it'll be gigantic. Like the conversation coming out nowadays is that this is also part of news, I guess, not PS5 related, but Modern Warfare accidentally, they said it was an accident, they released a 86 gig patch on the Thursday, and that caused such a stink. It was trending.
My God.
It was trending in worldwide news on Twitter because I guess it was a slow news day, but everyone was like, dude, what the fuck?
I mean, yeah, even on a busy news day, Ray, it's an 86 gig patch. That's a big patch. That's hilarious. Just imagine being the guy who's just like, okay, time to hit the patch spot. Oh no.
Oh no, I forgot to compress the rendering. Oh shit, they're just getting
Ray,
it raw.
what did you do?
Okay, I actually uninstalled Modern Warfare. I don't care if it's play for free or not. It was a 120 gig game. It's not that good. To just be sitting on my hard drive, taking up 10% of a terabyte hard drive. It is one game.
And actually, this is a good kind of segue, because there was a lot of PlayStation news this week, but there was also some big Destiny news. And as the specified unscripted gaming Destiny field reporter, I feel compelled to share the updates on that with you.
Okay, go for it.
So I almost kind of wish our subject matter expert Matt was here, and because they had kind of a Destiny Direct kind of thing where they talked a lot about what's going to be going on. They previewed this fall expansion. They did something that they've done, and they're kind of the big news items out of it. I guess the big one, I guess, is that they already confirmed Destiny 2 expansions for 2021 and 2022 and gave them titles. So essentially, we're not going to be getting Destiny 3 or whatever you would call it
I would call it Destiny 3, yeah.
Until like at least 2023. Which I'm pretty on board with, to be honest, just because I think that kind of fits the story of not at this point in the story of that universe, it would be weird to kind of go back to the beginning of a game all over again. But the kind of big story out of it is that they announced something called the Destiny Content Vault, where older stuff is going to be put into the vault in order to keep the file size manageable for the game, and old stuff is going to be brought out of it. So this fall, basically they're shelving you played Destiny 2, so they're like Titan, Io, Mars, Mercury, and the Leviathan and those raids on it are all going to be removed from the game.
I mean, you could take Mars. Goodbye.
And to add on to that, they're bringing back the Cosmodrome from Destiny 1 and those strikes and activities, and bringing back Vault of Glass from Destiny 1 and putting that in Destiny 2. Like, that's really cool. I think it is. I mean, and like, I think there's definitely some concerns to be raised about some of the stuff that they're doing, but like, obviously the execution remains to be seen, but like, they have to manage the file size of the game, and like the vanilla I mean, by the time that stuff actually gets pulled from the game, it will have been 3 years. So like, if you're really, and you can play that stuff for entirely free. So if you're like really itching to go play the vanilla Destiny 2 campaign, you can do that. But like, for people like me day to day who play Destiny pretty regularly, like there's that content doesn't serve any purpose anymore. So
no, it's played out. The Mercury, I think it's Mercury. What was the plan that was introduced with like Osiris? Was that
Mercury? It was Mercury.
Yeah. That you could throw that in the bin. Get it out of there.
Like, exactly. Like, it's like it's in the nature of kind of like a live game. Mm-hmm. I think, which is what they're kind of building and have tried to live up to.
I think they've successfully made a live game out of it. It's free to play.
The world is gonna change, and based on some things going on this season, I think they're gonna be building to those changes in the story as well, which makes it feel cool, even though they are like removing these parts. It's almost like this fall is like a secret sequel to Destiny, even though it's still within Destiny 2. It's gonna be such a different experience. It's really, I mean, I'll have more thoughts about it as we learn more, but it's a really big change. Certainly bigger than any expansion that they've ever done for Destiny in the past.
What Mike's not telling you guys is he scared the shit out of me, because he reminded me that if Vault of Glass comes back, that means the Vex Mytholocast could possibly come back.
Yes.
And I hope they just bring in the nerfed version, because if some mad lad at Destiny is like, no, what if there's a lot of power creep going on in Destiny 2? What if we just bring in the unnerfed version? I'm gonna just
Lord
not
help
play.
me, yeah.
I'm gonna just not play for a bit.
They're pretty concerned about power creep. They're doing some pretty intense things to fight power creep, honestly, and I understand it, but it makes me sad. But well, yeah, I'll keep you posted on that. But I think those are kind of the big news hits, honestly, that we had this week. Ray, do you have any? And I think I'm good. Do you have any other final items or concerns?
Rumor has it the PS5 might be $450 at release. Sounds fair.
I feel like that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah,
honestly, like,
I'd get it at that. Yeah.
I would not be surprised if like the disc one is like $550. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, you think so? You think they're gonna knock on the $600 door again? No, I don't think they'd
they
ever
won't
do that.
six. I don't think they'll do 600. That's too much. But like, I wouldn't be. I guess like, I'm gonna guess that the disc one is $550. If it's below $550, I'll be pleasantly surprised.
I'm going to place my bet that the
$549.99.
Okay, well, fair enough. You know, give or take 5 cents or $1. I would place a bet that the disc one with a disc drive is going to be, I'm gonna say $500. Just throwing that out there. And the digital one is $450. I think it's dumb. I think the worst idea economy wise, because officially just last week it was officially determined that we are in a recession. So I think one of the worst things they could do is launch a $5,000 console and expect it to fly off the shelves. 400, 450. All right, I'm changing it. I'm changing it because I'm taking that into consideration. $450 for the disc version, $400 for the disc.
Did the PS4 launch at 400?
It did.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, that's why it's the #1 selling console in the world.
Yeah, I guess 550 is pretty high, Mike. What are you doing? I think I'm bust on that, but I think I'm gonna stick to it. I'm thinking the disc one's gonna be $549.
Okay, all right. You think the disc one is $549?
I think the disc one is $549.
That's bold.
I'd love to be surprised. I'm being a little pessimistic on that pricing, but
$599 US dollars. $599 US dollars.
$549 US dollars. It's $49.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Well,
Sony baby, what was you doing?
Attacking weak points for massive damage, obviously.
Oh, giant enemy crabs. Oh.
It's Ridge Racer. Ridge
Racer.
See,
You remember that one?
God,
I'm gonna go back and rewatch that whole thing.
Man, I missed E3. I missed I missed the shitty press cringe. God, it was so. I miss it so much.
E3 might be dead officially.
Shake my head. Just want it back.
I don't think we're ever going to get an E3 again. That's very, very pessimistic of me to say, but going one whole year without one and nothing actually changes.
And then everyone kind of figures out, they're like, oh, we don't have to do this. Actually, there's no reason for us to do it anyway. This is kind of a worst case nightmare for them. So
yeah, I'm sorry, ESA, but you're going to have to hold this L. Just take this L right here. Hold on to it for me.
Yeah.
Who knows what they'll shift to? Because apparently this E3 this year was supposed to be shift towards a influencer focused version where they're we're gonna be marketing more heavily to people that aren't press and whatnot. And it sounded like it was gonna be a dystopian nightmare to the point where Geoff Keighley said, "Yeah, I'm dropping from this. I want no part of this. Scrub my name from the list, fam."
Hey, if the Dorito King himself is dropping out, then you know it's
the Dorito Pope himself.
If anything, Ray, this just gives us an opportunity because we can leverage our position as the only anti-gamer gaming podcast.
Yes.
It's so when we make an endorsement of a game or product, they know that we're really serious about it because we despise gamers as a gaming podcast, which gives us more power in the marketplace when something does come along that does truly move us because we're not suckers like normal gamers.
I don't know how to respond to this. He's gone.
Well, if you do want to respond, why don't you hit us up on our social media platforms? We are unscript_gaming on Twitter. I think unscripted gaming on Facebook.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure we have an email. I forget it right now.
It's unscriptedgamecast@gmail.com.
Or you can look up Josh's email. It's in the show notes.
It
Ray
is
will
not.
put it there in the
Stop
description.
it.
Just it's in the window below. You'll
What
see
is
it
wrong
down there.
with you?
It's right down there. Just click on it and just send Josh a big old email about how mad my proclamations about despising gamers makes you feel, and he will answer you within 24 hours. Monday through Friday.
He might. If you actually did tell him to do that, he actually might. Who knows? All right. My name is
folks,
Ray.
My name is Mike. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Peace.